I think we good. Yep, the button to say you are live. We are live in the locker room. Locker room. I don't know what episode this is. We kind of lost count. But nonetheless, we here. We back. It is Sunday. Once again, don't know the date, but it is Sunday, the 30th.
Yeah. Last day of April.
The last day of April, the last Sunday of April. We appreciate that. JJ, what's going on with you, bro?
Hey, man, I'm here. You know, I'm ready to have this conversation. Everything is good. And
yes,
let's get it going.
Absolutely. What's going on, Daedrian?
D. St. Hall in the house. You know how we roll. How we go.
It's funny. I appreciate that. So, you guys, if you're watching, whatever reason, we don't have the name tags on like we normally do.
Yeah.
But like we see it, but they don't see the name tags, right? Because if they did see it, then it would be like
weird.
On our box, right? So, the settings is kind of thrown off. I was kind of looking for the settings and didn't have time to find them. But Daedrian had D. St. Hall, right? When I seen Daedrian have D. St. Hall, I put in Marlon Jerome Wilson, right? Cause I was like, all right, maybe we could do that. JJ, if you was to put someone in your middle name, who would you put?
It would be J Brick by Brick J.
Okay, I like it.
Brick by Brick J.
I like it. So with those names, Saint, Brick by Brick, Jerome, right? With those names, we are here talking about Snowfall season 6. Snowfall season 6. Last time we was here, we did a little bit light. I think we did start, bench, cut, right? So this go around was supposed to be a serious one. But I said, hey, look, there's a wave happening right now. Let's get our surfboards out and let's ride that thing.
Hey, this could be serious too.
That's true.
Mean, this could end up being serious.
I agree. That is true. So that's what we're talking about. So if you saw the post, if the fella sent you some stuff and you saw the post, and you watch Snowfall that comes on FX, right, y'all? FX?
Yeah.
FX. Yeah. So I don't watch it, on them. I watch it on Hulu when it comes on Hulu. But FX. And you ain't all the way caught up yet, or you ain't even start season 6 yet, you might want to turn this off because we telling everything. This is spoiler alert. We are telling everything. So cut it off. But if you are watching and you are a Snowfall fan, put it in the comments real quick. Like, I'm a fan and I'm finished. I'm a fan and I'm finished. So again, let us know, if you're a fan, let us know if you finished, let us know, because we ain't starting at the top, going to the bottom. We just throwing things out. So maybe they say, I'll watch half of it because they're going to talk about the first 6 episodes and then I cut off. Nah, we ain't doing it like that. We may start talking about the finale right now. You know what I mean?
Work our way backwards.
Exactly. Absolutely. Deacon Pete, yeah, I know you was a fan. I made sure I sent it to you, so I appreciate you for tuning in. All right, so I got some questions for the fellas, and this is how we're gonna get started. We're gonna get to that finale that is going around social media, is going around the internet. Some like it, some don't like it, some saying, I wish this would have happened, wish that would have happened. But the one question I got for y'all, right? No particular reason. We know season 6 started off, or season 5 ended with, Louis and Jerome, getting control, and, Franklin saying he was done, and them going, them starting to beef, and they going to war or whatever. And now we see Franklin is money hungry. Like, I just want my money because, Teddy took his money.
73 million.
73 million. So, what? Let me start with this. I'm gonna start with this. I need all y'all to talk back to me. 73 million. I'm glad you said that, JJ. And that wasn't even a question, but I want to ask you, who money is it? Who money is it technically?
It was the Fed's money, wasn't it?
Say it again.
I thought it was the Fed's money.
Okay, I'm saying, like, is it Franklin money? Does Franklin have a right to that money to be that, or is it Teddy money? Is it Teddy the CIA money? Is it his money? Who money technically?
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's Franklin's money, and I'm gonna say that because Teddy was ousted by the government, by the CIA. So like all this money is waiting, the money that they making, like who's that money going to if he don't even work for them no more?
Okay.
Yeah, but he made the money Franklin did make the money, but he made the money off of Teddy, and Teddy obviously got it from CIA.
Yeah, but Teddy was lying to Franklin that he still worked for them. You know what I'm saying? It was all a lie. It was all a ruse that yeah, I'm still working for them. You know, everything is all copacetic and everything when it wasn't. Teddy was trying to get back in with the government. He was out. So really, like, even if like, and I think if I remember correctly, somebody said even if he got the money, it doesn't mean that he would be back in the government. I think the other dude that said that to him or whatever, and it's like that wasn't even a guarantee. It wasn't even a guarantee. So if Teddy got killed, let's just say Teddy got killed. Okay, so then that probably is Franklin's money for sure, without an argument.
Okay. We saw what Deacon Pete put. Drug money is never your money. It's never your money, right? So the CIA and whoever. Now, again, we all know how the show was set up, right? We know from season 1 through 5, which we're not really getting that deep into it, but we know, like, he gave after Javi and all that other good stuff, he gave Franklin all these drugs to sell in the community, right? Is it the CIA? This is the CIA money, though, right? Like I gave you
the seed. It's the seed money.
Yeah.
I mean, Franklin made the money, but it had to come from somewhere, and it all started with Teddy and the CIA. That's what I'm saying. With the drugs and the money, it all rooted from that's the seed money, and Franklin poured some water on that, started making his own. That's why he felt entitled to all that money that he made.
So, and I get that they basically were using Franklin as a pawn. He was, the figurehead, so to speak, to be in the community for them to be able to funnel drugs and all that type of stuff to the community. And I get all of that, but just in the terms of put myself in that position, oh no, you're not getting all that 73. That's my money too. Like, and not to jump ahead too much, but like to the part where he was like, all right, well, I'll give you half. Nah, bro, I'm not taking half of my 73. I'm not taking that, but that goes to show you desperation on Franklin's part that he was so far gone that he was even willing to take a fraction of what he believed to be his money.
Yeah, but see, I was saying that from episode 3. I'm saying episode 3, why are you not asking for half? Right? Like, why are you not saying I'm willing? But JD, you saying I ain't taking half. I want all. I don't even want half. I feel like once again, if he was buying straight from the Colombians, right? If he was buying straight from Colombians or whatever it was, he would have to pay them for drugs, right? He would have to pay them for drugs. Teddy is giving him free drugs. Like, he's not putting out no money. He's not putting out no money at all. Nothing at all. So
but let me ask you this question though. I hear what you're saying. You say you thought of that since episode 3, but let me ask you this question. If I borrowed $100,000 from you and I was like, yo, man, I'm taking forever to pay you back. But I was like, yo, I can only give you half, bro. Like, that's it. And now, mind you, this is me ducking and dodging you for months, your phone calls and stuff like that. You're going to want your 100,000. If you felt like I played you, you're going to want your 100,000. You ain't going to want to settle for, half of that. No fraction of that, or you're going to want to settle for that. You're going to want, I'm going to want my 100,000.
But it still goes back to, okay, you got the 100,000 that you borrowed straight from him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But his original, you're asking back for money that was originally yours. It wasn't originally his.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole point of it. It wasn't originally his.
I mean, that's a good point.
I mean, I hear you, Deacon Pete. I see. That's his profits. That's what I'm saying. I can understand where he's coming from as far as that goes, because he's the one that made that money, but he made that money based off of Teddy and the CIA giving him drugs, giving him a startup.
But if I'm not mistaken, right, and Deacon Pete can chime in, that the first ever drug distribution to Franklin, that was free. Now, every time after that, he would give Teddy something, but the first batch he got,
right,
I believe so. That was free. That was no I need money. I I think Teddy saw like this kid is serious about selling drugs, right? Or Teddy selling him drugs on the cheap, or so I feel like if they would have split it down the middle, I would have been cool. I would have been all cool. I understand that
Franklin took all the risk. Franklin took all the risk.
I agree, but I totally agree. But think about it like this: as I know you're talking about borrowing money, JJ, but thinking about it, I feel like it's more equivalent to like the record industry, right? No, it's no doubt that you're the talent, you're the one out there selling the shows, but I'm the distribution. Without me, right? Your record couldn't get out there. Without me, your record couldn't be heard. I get you doing the talent, you dancing, you rapping. It's your energy. But let's not forget, without MCA, without whatever the distribution center is, you wouldn't be able to even be known. So I necessarily need a chunk of what you're doing. I need a chunk.
Well, like a great group once said, industry rule number 4080, record company people are shady. So
so kids should have watched it back.
So even though they're shady, even though they're shady, you don't think that the distribution should still get money?
Yeah, but so to my point earlier about Franklin taking all the risks, like you might be able to get something, but like all those shootouts in the streets, all the things that happened, all the beefs that all this started from with Kane and all this type of stuff, like Teddy wasn't involved in none of that. Freddie was chilling. Freddie had minimal risk in all of that. He had minimal risk. I know he was a part of some stuff, but he was a part of stuff that he wanted to be involved. All that stuff that happened throughout the entire series, let alone season 6, all that stuff. He had no real, like, it wasn't until the very end where, yes, of course, Franklin wanted to find him and kill him and all that type of stuff or whatever, or get his money back. But he had minimal risk throughout this whole drink. Franklin was in them streets.
Okay, cool. So again, we can, at the end of that integration, that's what he said. He said, because it was my money. Basically, I took it from you like that because it was my money. Whatever. So it's cool. It's cool. And Deacon Pete also, chimed in right there. The first deal was on consignment, but still paid for. So we could look at it, either way in our opinion of. But me personally, knowing how it came, knowing that I did put the blood, sweat, and tears in there, and Teddy didn't do nothing, I would have personally been okay with splitting that thing down the middle for the sake of peace. Okay, so let me ask you this, and maybe you guys can enlighten me on this part. If it was, let's say, okay, this under the guise of that it's Teddy's money, why he wait till now to take $73 million right now? If it was really your money, you could have did it any time. Oh no, he was being petty too, though. Like he was being petty because Franklin quit. So he was also being petty. But when we get to the technical terms, but yeah, to your why. You didn't have to wait till now. He was really honestly being petty. He was like, yeah, like if it's your money, like if it really truly is yours, somebody may still dispute it, but you might feel like, bro, like it's done discussed. Like, what I'm saying? I just feel like it was too many different things that was going on. Like if it was really yours, you'd be like, bro, like, it's really not for us to discuss, man. Like, listen, I'm gonna talk to you like this, like, yo, man, X, Y, and Z. But the funky attitude, the pettiness, it made me feel like, yeah, that's not really yours. And even if you felt it was yours, to your point, Marlon, you were saying like, all right, well, maybe we do half. Or something. But he only offered that when his life was on the line. Absolutely. And to Deacon Pete's point, and to, I think Deja mentioned it, every time I re-up, it's not like you giving me drugs for free every time. I'm giving you money. I'm giving you a good amount of money off of what I make for a re-up. So you're making money. This illegal war is making money. Or we're funding this illegal war more so. Right. So that's what it's. So that leaves my next question, which that first question wasn't even a question, but I knew it was going to ask what happened. How do we feel about Franklin's obsession with this money? Right? Like, how do we feel about it? Like, how do you want to, was it realistic? Did you like it? Did the writers, did they go too far with his obsession? Did they turn him into a monster not too soon, too quick? Like, or is it like, nah, I liked it. I like him being this obsessed, and he'll do whatever he needs to do to to get his money. How do we like or feel about Franklin's obsession with this money?
I thought it was realistic. I think I liken it to, I had a discussion with one of my coworkers. I likened it to, if I won the lottery or something like that, let's say for $73 million, and they tell me, oh, hey, you won the lottery for $73 million, but then it's taken away from me, right? Like, I believe it's mine. And I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, I'm about to get a new house. I'm gonna get cars, this, that, and the other. And then it's taken away. And it's like, oh yeah, it's not yours. So we take it away. So I would be upset, right? Let alone for somebody who's been doing this. We've been watching this over 6 seasons. So I don't remember exactly how many years actually went by, but we've been watching this pretty much for a good portion of the 80s, right? Because they went up all the way to like the 90s or like 90 or whatever. And yeah, I think the obsession was real. I think it was really good writing. I think it was good acting on his part, because if you really believe something was yours, I could see that being a real reaction, that you want to get it by any means necessary. And then the other thing too, really quick, is when you have all this power, right? Power is a crazy, power is a drug. He had the power. He was the man, right? And then when the money gets taken away from him, he has no avenues to get money from now. And then especially in season 6, people started smartened up to him. It's like, yo, like Leon didn't give him the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like all your power has diminished. I think that can drive you crazy.
Okay. Deja, how you feel?
Yeah. I feel like that had to have been done, especially for it to be the series finale. I felt like if there was one more season and it played out the way that it played out, I wouldn't have been too keen on it. I definitely believe it was realistic. It's definitely realistic because, I mean, not to compare it to, what's the other show that I know we all watch? My goodness, why am I drawing a blank? Oh, BMF. It is BMF, right?
Yeah.
It's like BMF, which is a real story. I mean, money hunger with drug dealers, that's a realistic thing. It's definitely a realistic thing. So I think that the writers did it at a decent time to kind of end the series finale. But I'm pretty sure we're going to get back into how we actually felt about the last show and the exact last season. So I'm kind of going to reserve my comments for that. But I think it was definitely realistic, and I think that was a decent way to kind of end the show as far as his money obsession.
I think it's a decent way to end the show. But for me, I'm glad you mentioned BMF. I'm glad you mentioned other shows. But not you didn't. But to me, I never saw Franklin on a level like that, right? I saw Franklin, show started. He was helping Jerome sell weed, I think. He was helping Jerome sell weed and kind of like going through like college. He was in college and he came home for the summer. Just can't remember, exactly how his story unfolded. So, but when you go to BMF, right, I feel like these kids, like, it's realistic. I just didn't see it for Franklin. I didn't see it for Franklin. I didn't see Franklin turn into this person so quickly. Like, I felt like they turned on a button too fast.
Well, I agree with that. That's why I said it. That's why I said like if I 100% agree with you on that, because I felt like this is the series finale. We got to end it some way somehow. But I 100% agree with you. It felt like it was kind of rushed because it just seemed like Franklin of like, yeah, man, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah,
going from that to within one season, like, what are you talking about? I want my money.
That's what I was saying. It's realistic for drug dealers, but not realistic for Franklin, the drug dealer, right? So not him himself. Like y'all pressed the button, y'all. It was like this. They're going like this. Y'all were like, it's like whoa.
But remember, you got to add the elements of, like I said before, about the power aspect of it, right? So we found out that Louis and he started going at war with Louis and Jerome, his family, right? Mm-hmm. So at the end of last season, we saw what happened with that, and he's beefing with his family. I feel like all these different elements came into play that forced him to speed up the whole thing of him changing the way he was to this obsession, right? Because he's like, okay, Teddy messing with me because he's taking my money. Louis and I got beef with Louis and Jerome and my uncle Jerome. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like I feel like all these elements, and it just probably caused him to just obsess and then change who he was. And his obsession was his downfall because he couldn't see nothing else. He lost it when he killed Teddy's father. Although it was a power move, it was probably too soon to do that. But he lost it. He couldn't take it no more. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I think that was kind of realistic in the way that they kind of sped it up to what you're saying. I feel like, yeah, like the way he probably felt he was losing control. And that was the way he could handle it.
Yeah, I always felt him. And again, the reason why I say that, I always felt him being the level-headed kingpin. I always felt that he was like, I'm level-headed. Don't let it get the best of you. I'll make my money. Don't get me wrong. I'll make my money. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like they just went too fast with the blow up. Deacon P said if you go back to season 1, he had those blow ups with smaller things. You could see the build up to what he became. Yeah, I do remember him snapping, and I do think that him kidnapping Teddy Dad, threatening Teddy Dad, is enough for us to see that. Like, I don't think that they have to go to him because even if remember with Teddy's dad, right? Like, I get it. Like, Teddy said one wrong thing. He was like wrong thing, and then just go and stab him. And I just said that's not Franklin. That's not Franklin.
But to Deacon Pete's point, going back to season 1, if I remember, that's when the brick by brick when he got on Leon about I forgot what the whole thing was. They were sitting in the car. He was like, if you don't like what a joker say to you, blah 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 blah. I built this brick by brick. So he was already that he had those to the point, and like he had those moments where he would kind of wild out a little bit and kind of blow up.
Blow up versus take blow up to kidnapping. I get that. Take blow up to killing the cop next door, right? When he killed his girlfriend's father next door, right? And he had to do that because he was one of certain things I get, but I still think you jumped a notch or two too fast. For me, I think it's realistic, but not for him. If it was on BMF, oh, absolutely. If it was on Power, oh, absolutely. But Franklin, I just didn't see you like that. But we know the obsession was there. The obsession was there. Who here was rooting for Franklin? Who was rooting for him?
Rooting for him in what sense?
In the sense of making it, being successful.
I was rooting for him to get his money back, but to the point of like his mom saw what his mom was thinking, like 10 steps ahead. She saw what was going to happen. You know what I mean? So like it was probably a good idea that he didn't get it, and because he sacrificed everything trying to get it back. So yeah, I was rooting for him to get the money back because I just thought that just on principle that was just messed up and wrong. But his mom was thinking at one point, she was thinking with a clear head, and she knew that probably him getting that money back was just a terrible thing. It was like it was a terrible thing for him, and even V, like she saw the writing on the wall too. Like she rode with him for a long time, but at that point she was like, "Yo, I got to be out." You know what I'm saying? Because she was like, "Yo," she told her mom like, "Nah, this is my this is my soon to be husband or whatever it was," and like I'm riding with him. This is my man. I'm riding with him. So she let her mother go, but after a while, she's like, "Yeah, I got to get up out of here. He's wilding. He's wilding."
I think I was talking to somebody today. I think that she would, he had to realize that she was that one. Like she was that again that ride or die. His mother said leave. He's erratic, killing people. You can't trust him. Da, da, da. And she was like, "Nah, this is my husband." To JJ's point, but you don't put your hand on a woman, right? When he put his hand around her neck, that's when she had a breaking point, right? Because she did something with behind his back, made him look less of a man. She said she was sorry. You got your wife, I don't know what kind of house they sleeping in. You got your wife, pregnant fiance, sleeping in some type of crazy setup. This is the one. She's riding with you, Franklin. She's riding with you. Yeah. You put your hand around her neck and say, "Don't do that again, because I'll do whatever I got to do to get my money again." That's just not Franklin to me. I'm sorry, guys. Not Franklin to me. So he put his head around, "I'm going to do what I got to do to get my money. Anybody going to stand in my way?" Oh, okay. He go to the bank, try to take out that money, try to, get something. They're like, "Oh, nah, Veronique, whatever her name is, she already got that." V already got that. Yeah. To my question, DKP said, as far as I was, but I know the lifestyle, and I've never seen anyone walk off into the sunset. So for me, like I wasn't never like Franklin's not my favorite character in the show. He's not my favorite character in the show. So I necessarily wasn't rooting for him. Air quotes like, yo, you're gonna make this money, you're gonna go into the sunset, and you're gonna live, a lavish lifestyle off. Because I think what was he trying to do? Become like a real estate, mogul. He was like, he had properties or something. He was trying to go straight and narrow and get properties. So I'm not necessarily rooting for him, but I just wish that, the best for him. But I wasn't necessarily saying, yo, Franklin, get out the hood, make it, make the best for yourself or whatever, because like his mom would say, like, what you doing to the community, but it's hard, Ma, you taking the money from me.
I'm about to say she was a part of it too, so you know what I mean.
Taking the money from me though, Ma. Like you taking the money from me. So, but that was a sidebar question. On to another. Unless Dayton, you got a question. Answer for that one. That was like a sidebar I want to throw out there.
Yeah, no, I wasn't necessarily rooting for him. I wasn't. See when he something. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but Deke, we talking about your woman who's carrying your baby. We ain't talking about no Dean though. So
and she was like 8.5 months pregnant at that.
Could tell though. Could tell.
Yeah. So to a point, you have a temper problem. We see that, but you taking it to like, I'll take you and my child out if you do this again, right? That's the vibe I got from it. Like, whoa, you gonna choke me and I'm carrying your child? I'm in here sleeping in this crazy setup because they already, shooting your house up and they after you. Like, Franklin, calm down. Like calm down. But yeah, he did have a temper problem. Go ahead, JJ.
And really quickly before we move on, I just want to say, like, when we say rooting for, it's so funny. And I always think about these with shows. It's like, we rooting for the bad guy, right? And so to speak, right? And it's a way, these shows have a way of humanizing bad people, whether they're killers, drug dealers, whatever the case would be. And of course, when I say rooting for, I'm rooting for the character and all that type of stuff. Not saying I would do this in real life, but these shows have a way of humanizing these individuals where we see beyond the drug dealing. We see beyond the killing. We see their real lives. We see them with their wives or girlfriends. We see them with their mothers, and it adds a human element to it that now you're like, man, like, I know they be killing and selling drugs, but they're a real person. You know what I'm saying? So
that's why writing is so great. And not the sidebar. Indeed, you're right. Killers don't have a preference, but that's why I don't see Franklin as a killer. He did kill a cop. Just because you kill somebody, to my opinion, don't make you a killer, right? I lied to you. I don't think I'm a liar because I lied 2 or 3 times, right? So I see him as somebody who had to do what he had to do, but I don't see him as a killer. I seen old boy on The Wire, Marlowe's henchman, Chris. I see Chris as a killer. I seen Omar. That's a killer, from The Wire. But he killed because he had to kill, not because it's in his blood to kill.
No, I can see that.
But Deke, I hear you, Deke. But to your point, that's what's great about these shows, right? And anybody, not to sidebar too far, you saw the Jeffrey Dahmer joint on Netflix.
Still haven't watched it yet. Yeah.
So if you watch that, they wrote it in a way where you don't feel sorry for Jeffrey Dahmer because of all he done to these black men and eating people and raping people. You don't feel sorry for him at all. But you start to wonder, like, wow. So they showed his human side, where this came from, what made him this way. So they did all this to pull on your heartstrings, to be like, yo, this dude had problems. But at the end of the day, you eating people, so, how sorry can I feel for you because you eating people?
Yeah.
But to your point, yeah, they humanize, which is great writing. It's great writing to make us feel sorry for the drug. So on to another character or other characters. Did we see Jerome dying? Did we see Jerome dying?
You knew everyone couldn't make it.
No, true.
You knew everyone couldn't make it. So it's just a matter of who you think is I saw Jerome, but I also saw a couple other people that didn't die that I thought was going to die.
Okay, Deacon P said nope. So to my point, we always talking before this started. I'm like, yeah, I do not see them going out season 6 with the 3 of them still beefing. I don't see that. I don't see the 3 of them going to be beefing. But I do see somebody dying out of that family. Not Oso, not Leon, not Wanda. None of them. Somebody in that family, 3, possibly 4, because of the mother in that family was going to die. Now, did I see Jerome being the one? No, I thought it was going to be Louis. I thought it was going to be Louis dying. And yeah, Deacon Pete, you're absolutely right. And when you listen to Joseph, he sounds nothing
like Jerome. Nothing. Excellent actor. Excellent
actor.
That's the same thing with Franklin, man. They got some great.
Yeah, Franklin from the UK. He's from the UK. He has an accent like Idris Elba type accent. You know what I mean?
And Joseph. Joseph. He like, of course, he's like a distinguished gentleman. You know what I mean? He's real distinguished and real polished. Like he went to like Juilliard.
Teach a man how to squabble.
The way he be getting about the seats, man.
Like you're old dude.
For real. But incredible acting across the board with him, Franklin. But okay, cool. We saw somebody was dying.
So if you'd asked me before the season began, like Dadrian said, like I feel the same way. Like you knew everybody wasn't gonna be able to make it, right? Mm-hmm. Like you knew that. As the season started progressing, I was like, yeah, Jerome started having these epiphanies, like he wanted to leave the game and go to Jamaica and stuff. And he's like, this may not end well for him. You know what I'm saying? Then it kind of led to the way it did. Now I liken his death or the cause of his death with Louis, because I blame Louis for a lot of stuff. I liken her to Tasha from Power. So if anybody watched Power, if you kind of remember that, it's like Ghost wanted to get out the game. She was like, nah, you need to keep selling these drugs. This is our life. You blah, 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 this and other. But he had visions of going legit and being clean. Same thing. Jerome was like, yo, I'm kind of tired of this. And now by the time season 6 came around, I'm beefing with my family. I'm beefing with my sister's son. This ain't cool. Like I want to be out of this. We want to go live our lives. We married now. I want to go live our lives. And I feel like the fact that she couldn't get over it. She still wanted to get at Franklin. She's working with Teddy and they going behind Franklin's back. So I kind of liken her character to Tasha. Like, nah, we ain't getting out the game, or I can't see your vision like that. And then it leads to ultimately them dying.
Yeah, exactly. Good point. Good, definitely good point. I would rather have seen Louis die. I was a huge fan of Jerome, to what he meant. I mean, me and my brother was just talking about this in the the other day. We was chilling with each other. He couldn't come on. Man, the way Jerome backslapped Franklin in that diner.
Oh, that diner scene in itself is crazy.
Tough. That diner scene was tough. I mean, He smacked him, I believe, first time. And then Franklin tried to get words out. If you ever hit me again, before he can get again out, he backslapped him. Because I think that backslap to me felt like, I changed your diaper. I babysat you. I teach you how to ride a bike.
Yeah, put all the street stuff to the side.
I'm still your uncle.
I'm your uncle.
When Alton wasn't around, I taught you how to throw a football. You know what I mean? Right. I taught you how to throw a football. But when he backslapped him, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like that thing was that took another level. But I just feel like, again, to your point, JJ, that Louis kind of like kept on I ain't gonna say corrupting him, because let's say, Jerome's already corrupt.
Yeah, they was already in the game.
He was already corrupt. But I do think that she got a little bit, outside of the whole family element. Like kind of like
she got money hungry, money obsessed as well.
Oh, yeah, the power. And the point too, remember, like she got money hungry, she got power hungry, and then she was like, she felt also power deficient too, because she felt like certain jokers didn't want to deal with her. They only want to deal with Jerome first. So she felt like she didn't get her just due, even though she was the one kind of calling the shots. So she felt power hungry in that way too. And power, it's a hell of a drug. You know what I'm saying? It's a hell of a drug. So
yourself, absolutely, facts. So how do we feel about all the other characters? How do we feel about their ending? How do we feel about Oso? How do we feel about the mom? How do we feel about Leon and Wanda? Like, how do we feel about those other characters? Let's not talk about again, Franklin's obsession. Go back to that. As it comes to my mind, right? And we'll get to the other characters. let's talk a little bit of, we're still going to Franklin's obsession with the money, how he, went to go find, D. Ray Davis. Who was D. Ray Davis' character?
Peaches.
Yeah.
Go find Peaches, and Peaches went through $5 million. He went through $5 million of
smoke $5 million.
He had $12,000 left.
Yo, Frank couldn't do nothing but laugh. He laughed.
He knew it was over. He knew it was over right then and there. He was like, "It's over."
It was over. It was over. But did he have to kill the dude, the locksmith?
So the way somebody explained it to me, I said the same thing, but I didn't think about it this deep. They was like, "Nah," because they killed the other. I don't know if it was the vagrant or who else lived in the house, the other crackhead that lived in the house. And they wanted to make Franklin wanted to make it seem like it was a robbery, so he had to have the guy touch the money, because remember he was like, he counted it. He touched the money. He's like, okay, now I could kill him because now, it won't come back to me or anything like that. So he made it look like it was a robbery. And I was like, oh, that's why he did it like that. Because I was like, yo, he didn't have to kill him. But then I was like, okay, he set it up in a way where it's like a robbery.
Yeah. Got you. Deacon Pete said, so that's probably why he laughed. 12,000 is what he started with.
Yes.
That's probably what he
Easter egg.
Yeah. That's probably what he was laughed at. Like, look at this. Look at the irony. Look where I've come back to. Going back to those characters. How do we feel about, did they all get their just due? Would we have wanted to see better for Oso, for the mom? Are we okay with the mom being locked up? Like, it's like, even though she did it, she knew what she was doing.
Yeah.
She knew what she was doing. But, could we have seen her ride off into the sunset? Because nobody in that family rode off into the sunset. Nobody.
Nah.
Nobody in that
Everybody
family
was down bad, or not here anymore.
And not down bad, because Oso went back to his original love.
No, I'm saying the family was down bad. Like Franklin's family, the Saints was down bad.
Oh, okay.
But even if you put Oso in his family, Oso could never see his family again.
Yeah.
Right? Even though he did talk to him on the phone.
And she told him where they were. So
he could be going back because he could go see him or whatever. But the actual blood family, you got Jerome dead, Louis hiding in the stables.
Crazy.
Louis hiding in the stables. Leon, I guess Leon, he's not blood family, but because Sissy, the mother, was the one who talked to Leon and was like, you my son that got to do something, because my biological son, he lost. He's
far gone, yeah.
He far gone. That money did that, and that's what I keep on saying. I just don't think that's the Franklin that would have turned into that crazy, calling your mother a B.
Yeah.
I wish you die. I mean, but I get it. That's what it does. It just keeps on getting
the obsession is there. And I'm not making excuses for it, but also at the same time, he like he said, yo, why you couldn't just wait till he said that? Like, you did it right there. Like, it's one thing if you did it before he started saying the numbers or whatever. It's like, yo, you chose right then and there. Like,
but she knew she knew from the jump what was going to happen and how she was going to do it, because she knew him getting that money was going to do him wrong. So she chose the absolute perfect time, the timing that she wanted to take him out.
I don't know, because I think that she was also far gone for the moment. So remember when they still had him tied up and everything, and he was fighting for his life, blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh, Alton's alive, right? She played it well, but it got in her mind that like, yo, wait a minute, maybe Alton is alive, right? So then when she asked him again about Alton when he was on the phone, and he just really like shrugged. He's like, I just said that because I was trying to stay alive. Like, yo, get out of here, shoot. She felt like, I think she was far gone right then and there. Like, I think for a moment she was like, yo.
I think she already knew that he was lying. I felt like she already knew, because first of all, why are you offering to drive? Like, I'm going to drive, and I'm going to actually go over there with a gun. It was all premeditated. And so she was just like, I want the confirmation. This is going to give me the confirmation I need to shoot him right when I know I need to shoot him. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
Yeah, but also too, to JJ's point, she also didn't want Teddy to go free. So she's like, you letting him go? You letting him go? You know,
and they said Franklin went by himself, it would look kind of crazy. So they wanted a woman there, so it would kind of ease what the optics look like too.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but she volunteered herself
to kill him or to.
She volunteered herself to drive. That's what I'm saying.
No.
That's why she. I think this is all premeditated because I believe she was like, you know what? You're not gonna take care of this. I'm gonna take care of it.
Yeah, to some degree, but would she have taken care of it if Alton was alive though? So if Alton was alive, he was like he's really in Panama. Here's the address. Would she, or was it a 50-50 premeditation? If he's alive, I'll let you live. If he's dead, I'm gonna shoot you. So what do you think? It was a premeditated 50-50, or she was gonna kill him no matter what?
No, I think she knew that he was lying.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I'm just saying that's what I think.
Because it gave her hope. It gave her some hope and some closure to a certain degree. Like if he's still, because she probably nobody knew. We never saw the body, none of that type of stuff. He was just gone. So I think like in her mind, she's got to live with it. That's her husband. Because remember earlier on, like what was it, episode? I forgot. Like after Louis got saved and they were in Louis' house, and she was like, "I lost my husband," and the mom was like, "I lost my husband too." Like you're not the only one who lost your husband. You know what I'm saying? And I lost my brother. So like, I don't know. I feel like she probably wanted some hope. And I feel like he gave her a little bit of hope, even though she held it down like a G, because she didn't really show too much emotion. Like, oh my God, Alton's alive when they had Teddy locked up. But I think that like she kind of still was wondering and wanted to know. And as far as the gun is concerned, I think it was also safety because they didn't know who they was going to meet. That guy, the white dude, they didn't know who he was. So it probably was protection for Franklin too, because they knew Franklin probably couldn't hold the gun because they're going to be checking him. So they probably wouldn't think that she'd be carrying the gun.
Yeah. And remember going back to
didn't know.
No, yeah, Franklin had no idea.
But she wasn't going to shoot him. She wasn't going to shoot Franklin. That was for the safety of them. So
I still believe like that she went in there knowing exactly what she was doing. She didn't believe him. I don't think she believed him. And it was more or less, okay, you're gonna let him go? All right. You're gonna let him go? I'm gonna go ahead and take care of this.
Okay. I know Franklin was telling the dude on the other end to hold on. He was like, hold on.
He put the phone down.
Hold on. He about to use the password right now. Hold on.
Come on, Teddy.
What's up? Say it with the last word. Say the password. He telling him that hold on. And Teddy
already left his body. He
gone. And Teddy's face when Sissy asked him was alive, he was on the phone about to say, "Yeah, I want to make the transfer. Is he alive?" He said, "Hold on, man."
Yo, he shoot her away so disrespectfully, yo.
So disrespectful. Like if you don't get out my face,
he was like, man, that dude dead, man. Get out of here, man. He dead. I killed him. I shot him in his head. I shot him in his forehead.
I buried him somewhere in Cuba.
Yeah,
cut it out. But nah, it was I love the fact that she did that and she was a martyr. I love that. But I would like to see her air quotes into the sunset, but to the point of we are making like addiction, whatever it is, it just doesn't corrupt one person. It corrupts everybody. Mm-hmm. Right. In my circle, in my family, one way or another, it gets into me. And now this addiction that we talk about, I think in Pete wrote, a few comments ago, this is an addiction that gets into your system, like your actual veins, right? Your actual body. This is an actual like obsession to money addiction, right? Because this wasn't like, we've seen, addicts and we've seen family members on TV, right? I think it was Jungle Fever with Samuel Jackson, I think it was, and whoever his girlfriend was in Samuel, like still in the TV, right? Still in the TV from his mom and, or whatever that show was, but whatever. So these things, it's real. But the thing that jumped out to this is that it was a money addiction. It was a money addiction, and money addiction causes to do that. So I wish Sissy would have been able to
right
to
off.
tell them, just go back to living normal, right? Just go back to that house, and I wish more for Sissy. Do I wish more for Louis? Nah, I like Louis hiding in stables. I like Louis hiding in stables.
Yeah.
I like Louis hiding his
I kind of feel like she got off easy though.
Mm.
Because when the cop dude, I forget his name, the corrupt.
Oh yeah,
like,
cop. Yeah,
like he was already on. He was peeping game. He was going to take her out. You know what I'm saying? Or he was at least going to try to get money or whatever from her. And she smartened up. She saw she saw what was she saw the play ahead of time. And then she ended up like getting free from him. I was like, okay, you escaped there, and now you on the run. You in these horse stables. You working. You got a whole different alias or whatever. It's like I feel like for everything that she did, she got off kind of easy.
That's true. I like it. So you wish she died or jail?
One of the two. I don't know. One of the two. I just
die in jail.
Die in jail. 2 for 1 special. But here's the thing. This is the greatest part about the show is, at least in my opinion, that they gave us such good writing that nothing was really predictable. Right. So even I could say that I wish she was dead or I wish she would, got arrested. But I don't know if I would have saw her being able to, like, if somebody would have asked me how I think it was going to end, I don't know if I would have predicted that for her. Yeah. I don't know if I definitely wouldn't have predicted, and we'll talk about that later when you're ready. I wouldn't have predicted that for Franklin, but I love it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was good writing because it kept everybody on their toes.
Yeah. And I agree. How you feel about Louis, Deidre? Her ending.
Yeah. Well, so my thought process was I felt Jerome and Louis weren't going to make it at the end. I actually thought both of them were going to end up getting taken out. I figured either would be Franklin that would be taken out or Jerome and Louis. So I was kind of surprised that Louis actually made it to the end. But I mean, she's going to be on the. I mean, if we fast forward, you would think, I mean, with her hiding in the stables and obviously they having a little lead on her, she has to be watching her back the whole entire time. So you would think that eventually it would all catch up to her at some point in time. I mean, look how close they were to her.
Yeah, that's true. But those who the owners of the stable was like, nah, she left 2 weeks ago. So right. She got help. She got help.
She definitely got help. She got
help
that she needed.
That she needed. Yeah, she crying. She's scared, because they, she's going away for life if they catch her. She's going away for life.
The very end was what, 3 years later?
Yeah.
3 years.
I know they mentioned at one point in time it was 3 years later, so it may have more time may have passed, but I know
it might have been 4 because I think one part they went 1 year later, and then another part they went 3 years later.
Yeah.
I'm like, how does she still have the same exact scars? Oh, it's too
listen, those are some serious, she got burned pretty bad. Like that wasn't no joke. I don't think they was gonna go away, and it wasn't like she could go to the doctor and go get you know what I'm saying?
Now the K that they branded her with, we get that, right?
Yeah,
but you're right.
Keloid up with that one.
Yeah. That K ain't going away. She need to figure out a way to make it into some type of other something else. You know what I mean? Because she gonna have that K on her forever. But yeah, so then you got Leon and you got Wanda. Right? I don't know. I like the ending for the two of them, but I'll even go back further than the ending with them. I don't know, man. I just don't see why. I just don't feel the need for Leon to come back. I just don't feel like the need.
The first time or the second time?
The first time. I don't see.
Oh, when they were in Africa, okay.
I didn't necessarily agree 1,000% with Wanda. We hear, you left the game, you got you some money. He wasn't convincing me enough to what his calling was. Because he was even kind of still unsure. I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to do something. I'm like, man, how about you not go back until you know for sure what you're going back for?
Yeah, but I think that's because he did that out of support for Wanda. That wasn't necessarily his vision, I think, that he saw himself in just yet, at least at that point. I think he knew the end goal, but I think he was I'm not quite ready yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to support whatever, but I still feel like I got ties to, LA back home. You know what I'm saying? She was ready to leave that life.
But to do what? Because he wanted kind of out of the game. He really wasn't. Now, when he went back to the projects, he understood street lights is off. People out here, ain't really living right, doing right. So to me, I felt man, I don't know. I like his ending,
but
purpose when he came back. When he came back the second time, he found purpose. The first time he came back, it felt like he had no purpose.
So, okay, so it could have been the fact that like they kind of had the same vision, just different ways. She wanted to leave that and start a new life and help people in Africa. But he's like, I want to help people, but I'm not ready to just stop helping people back where we came from. So she like, you got to remember too, she had such a different, I don't want to say, she had a different lifestyle at one point in time when she got hooked on them drugs heavy. Right. Yeah. So it was bad for her. She's lucky to even be alive. It was bad for her. So I could see why she wants to forget about all of that. I want to leave that. I don't want to have those temptations where he didn't have that necessarily. So he's probably like, I want to help, but I want to help my people. And then maybe I'll go to Africa. You know what I'm saying? For good. I feel like he probably wanted, he's got those ties, so.
I agree. And then now we fast forward to them. I agree with Deacon Pete and April. I feel like he should have stayed in Ghana that first time. Now, again, second time he came back, I get it. I don't know what exactly he said. Like, it sounded like he said something like, I'm here to do something. I don't know if he was working at the shelter. It sounded like he had a purpose and a mission, because he even asked Franklin to help him. He said, man, come help me down at the soup kitchen or something. I don't know exactly what it was, but Franklin was like, nah, the second time, I get it, man. You got a mission, you got a purpose.
And a crazy girl.
Crazy girl, yeah.
Crazy girl. I was like, yeah.
Hey, it was early 90s, bro. It was early 90s.
Yeah, that soul glow happening.
Because Franklin said to him when they walked into the liquor store last scene, he was like, you trying to help people that don't want to help themselves. So he had a mission and a goal. Don't sound like him and Wanda was together. It don't sound like they were together. He knew what she was doing, but he said something to make me feel like, we didn't work or something like that, the married life, something like that. To me, at least. Maybe to y'all, it sounded like they were together. But it sounded like they was
I thought they were, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought they were. And I think, remember, he wanted to give her that money, say, listen, you go start the life over there. You know what I'm saying? Remember, he said that to her earlier. And so I think that it's like, hey, we're together, but, we're going to do this. You're going to do this here. I'm going to do this here. And I'm going to come back, because he was going to go back. I just think that, like, he also probably wanted to fulfill whatever he wanted to help out with Sissy, too. You know what I'm saying? Because he probably felt to me like, hey, I'm like her son. Like we mentioned earlier that, like, we know Franklin, he was already out there. And so he kind of like probably felt some type of loyalty to her to maybe either check on her or, to keep things afloat, whatever the case may be. He already said, I'm going to pay the taxes on the house, you know what I mean, for Franklin and everything. So.
And Franklin was like, nah, I'm good. He was like, nah, I don't need you to do that. You know what I mean? Like, some of the things that, it was as we were making our way to right there, the ending and stuff like that, so I liked, where Wanda and, and then, you read blogs. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably watch it for the sake of, just having a familiarity to the show, but I wouldn't be interested in watching her pursue a music career as a spinoff. I wouldn't be interested. But I would watch it, Wanda.
That's so they talk potential spinoff
of her pursuing a music career in LA during that. Now, again, I'll watch it for potential nostalgia, right? The feel of LA, and do they go visit Sissy in the prison? I don't think Saint is coming back on the show. I don't think they're going. You're not going to see him. So anybody,
he gone.
So the indication for the spinoff, this is the first time I'm hearing about the spinoff. So the indication of the spinoff is Wanda's going to come back to LA.
Well, just about her and the life, like because they were, well, like you said, you didn't know, but I heard about this, and after watching, I'm like, yeah, they're setting the seeds. Like you said, being a recording artist, and then her wanting to like help people and all that type of stuff. Remember, she had to talk with Sissy when they was at the shelter place. So like you see, all this stuff was because the seeds were being dropped in about like potentially a spinoff. And
she went back to Africa.
Yeah, but she still may come back. I mean, getting a career as a recording artist, you're probably better off coming here than being over there.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, facts. So I don't know. I mean, I could be loosely based off of Death Row and a startup from Drug Money. I guess it could be. They can spin it. They can spin it like that.
That would be all right.
I would watch it, like, again, out of nostalgia, like how I watched like Better Call Saul because of Breaking Bad. But not necessarily, it's not as good as Breaking Bad, but it just having me that nostalgia. But again, yeah, Franklin ain't coming back on no spinoff. Like, he ain't coming back on a spinoff.
Nah, he's because this really catapulted him as being a great actor and everything. And I feel like it's sky's the limit for him now. Like, so it's probably best that his character doesn't come back because it's going to pigeonhole him for being Franklin Saint forever.
We'll see though. Like that's up in the air with that. I'm up in the air with. We know he's a great actor. Like I'm up in the air with it catapulting him though. I'm up in the air with him getting like these offers for these great roles because again, is he a great actor or is he a great actor in a sense of I can play a drug dealer? Can I play somebody who's am I multi-dimensional like you know what I mean? So like until I see him do something else, will I say like he's an all-around great actor? I understand like he can do like this, he could have an English accent. I mean, an American accent. I understand that, but I'm waiting for him to see him do something else other than that to say.
I think the roles are going to be coming in. I actually already saw him in something else that I believe he's going to be in. But I think that with all the fanfare from this last season and definitely these his last 2 episodes, his stock has risen, and I think he'll be getting roles thrown at him. I don't think he'd be auditioning for much. They're gonna be like, "Nah, we want you. You ain't got to audition. Come on in."
Yeah. No. I agree. But it's very far few in between though. So I've seen him on a couple British projects. I don't think I've seen him on British projects where I'm like he destroyed it. Now I'm trying to figure out those 2 I saw.
That's what it was. DKP Swarm. I did see I didn't watch Swarm yet, but that's what it was. I think I saw him being in Swarm.
Yeah, and the ones I didn't see Swarm, but the other ones I seen British, I don't think I was like, yo, he destroyed it. I think he did a good job. And when you think about people who did their thing in regular TV series, I don't know, like who can we say that came out and said, yo, now he could be the first, but who can we say like, yo, because of that TV series, that dude is the man now.
No, but so what you just said, you saw him in other stuff, but like let's judge him from now going forward. You know what I'm saying? Because now that he's seasoned in this, and like you said, it could be a one-dimensional thing that he plays a good drug dealer. Who knows? Yeah. But I feel like based off of this last season, now that the show is over, I feel like the roles are going to be flooding in for him, and they're going to want him, because he's going to be free to do other things now. You know what I'm saying? Like he's not tied to this, which is going to take up a lot of his time. So I feel like the roles are going to be coming in left and right for him.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely think they're going to be available. Like you said, I don't got to audition, but when he gets on the big screen, that's what I'm saying. How is he going to do once he get there? That's what I'm waiting to see versus saying he's going to kill it. All right, so now here we are with
true.
Yeah, Denzel came on St. Elsewhere, but St. Elsewhere wasn't as long as this was. I think St. Elsewhere was real short. Tom Hanks was on Bosom Buddies.
Really? I forgot about that.
I'm talking about something that went 5-6 seasons. You the main character. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not many people. Not everybody came off of these little shows like that.
Robin Williams and Mork and Mindy.
Robin Williams, Mork and Mindy. Maybe, I don't know, like Jamie Foxx and Living Color. I don't know, like what, exactly. I can't name no actor who did this good in a TV series and then became a big movie star. Like big movie stars like the Denzels, the Brad Pitts, the Robert De Niro's,
Willie Smith.
I guess Will Smith might be the only one.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Will Smith might be the only one.
For sure.
Will Smith might be the only one who did 5-6 seasons, main character, and now you a big movie star now. He might became
he was out of this world. So
yeah, Will Smith might, he is. But all the other ones were straight movie stars. Like they started off movie stars and just kept going. Now they had like spots like St. Elsewhere and Bosom Buddies, but not until Tom Hanks did like Big, and not until Denzel did like Mississippi Masala. You know what I'm saying? Like then it's like, yo, this dude is nice.
That's a good. I have to think about that because there may be somebody I just outside of Will Smith that we can think of, but I had to give that some thought to see. You know what I mean? Somebody who was in a episodic show maybe, and then turned into the movies and became.
Who was the star of that show and became like even Michael B. Jordan was on one season of The Wire, right? Like one season of The Wire, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe like one or two. Yeah, one.
He wasn't even the main character. He wasn't the main character. He was like,
Okay, well, okay. So, I mean, what about somebody like Michael J. Fox?
Family Ties.
And then he went, but Back to the Future was huge.
It was. That's true.
It was.
That's true.
But then it stopped there.
Sequels.
But it stopped there though. Teen Wolf.
No, Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf was good. Don't knock it. Don't knock it. You know,
the first one.
Yeah, of course, the first one.
The sequels on that. Nah.
Jason Bateman's part 2. Nah, Jason Bateman's part
2. Yeah. No, but I mean, you figure in the 80s. Yeah, he rocked that. He rocked that coming off of Family Ties. He had the world in the palm of his hand.
Idris start off at?
Huh?
Where did Wood Harris and Idris start off at? Deacon Pete?
Yeah, Deacon Pete. What shows were they in? What TV show? I mean, Wood Harris was TV shows where they were main characters. Idris, I know he had that joint out now, but I don't. That's now. Right? He got Luther, right? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but Luther's been out for a while though, because they don't do it like every year. It's been out for years.
Yeah, The Wire
movies before Luther though, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so. I think they moved before Luther. I think.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I think so. And The Wire would have The Wire, but there's so many stars in that joint. But no, it's definitely something to think about. It's definitely something to think about. But here we go, y'all. We're an hour in, a couple more minutes. So what we think about that ending though? What we think about is all across the internet. Some of us are like JJ, some of us are like, some of us was like,
Oh, wow, we got a split.
Like, I'm 50-50.
That's a 7-10 split? That's a 7-10 split?
That's exactly what it is right there.
I go first. I like it, but just show me something else. Like, again, I'm like Daydream. I'm like here because I like it, but I'm like here because I would rather wanted to see something else. But I'm not mad at them doing it that way, right? Again, I'm not going to steal the thunder. I know everybody got a thing to say and what it really represents and what it shows. I would have rather wanted him to I think Deacon Pete said it earlier, most people don't go off into the sunset. And I didn't want the sunset. I kind of like, give me dusk. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, give me like a starry night. You know what I mean? Like you don't gotta give me like I'm the man and I'm a millionaire. Like you don't gotta give me that. But you ain't give me dusk or starlight. You gave me death. Like you gave me like crazy zero bottom. Give me like going back to Sissy house. We see him working a regular job. You know what I mean? Just walking through the community with like just going to like some regular job, looking at these jokers selling drugs. Like, yo, you have no idea what this life is like. You know what I mean? Him bumping into somebody. Where you going, old man? Get out of the way, old man. And him saying like, yo, you gonna be me. You know what I mean? So like somewhere in the middle, not being super filthy rich, not going to the gutter, but somewhere where he could have found a little bit of money to buy Sissy's house, him and V. You show him and his son in the house and him trying to protect him and keep him from, being another product of Franklin, but living a regular life, a regular smegular life. So I liked it as far as what you guys would talk about, but I would have rather see him kind of like be in the middle. Like, don't give me sunset, but don't give me gutter either. All right, so that's how I am. I would rather see him being regular, a regular guy. Who else?
You got it, D. I'll go last.
I might as well go next because
hold on. Let's see what Deacon Pete say.
Yeah,
I liked it, loved it. Actually, it was the most realistic ending to be shown on TV. We all know what Franklin say, a dude that used to be, and that's what I'm saying, Deke. Don't give me what we used to be. Give me somebody else. Give me something else. Like, don't give me what we know, because we all know the Franklin Saints. Give me something that we don't know. Right? We usually see the sunset, or we see the we see the up, or we see the down. You know, the down is what we see in real life. The sunset is what we see in TV. But we don't see the regular. We don't see that dude who just like, I'm going to work every day. You know, I'm going to work every day. So I do think that, you know, I loved it, but I just would have rather seen something else. Because again, to JJ's point, that didn't shock me. That didn't shock me. I saw that coming like it was 10 episodes, like episode 8. I said, yo, this dude gonna be in the gutter watch. I told my son Chris, I said, he gonna be in the gutter watch. He gonna be in the gutter of gutters. And Keenan even said that. Keenan was like, he gonna be in the gutter watch. He gonna be all the way in the gutter. So I seen it coming. Just give me something I didn't see coming. Daydream.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be long because I mean, I see where the writers went with it, and I respect it because I think they did a heck of a job in all 6 seasons. I think they did a very tremendous job. But I think I would want to have seen the typical ending. And that's somebody from his past that we forgot all about.
I like it.
Like I was thinking, old girl, his first girlfriend, the cops, like have her come out of being out for 4 seasons, getting revenge.
I like it.
That's kind of where that's why I'm like, to me that to leave it off the way that they left it off, it gives you the interpretation like, hey, because it was so successful, in 10 years we could bring this back, and we could spin it off into a whole different thing. Because now his son is going to be 13 or 14 years old. V is probably going to be some queen pin somewhere with her mom. I mean, so for me, I was like, I'd rather them just go ahead and shut it down, have somebody from the past that we completely kind of forgot about. And to me, it would have been the girl next door because I don't think she was on since season 3.
Yeah.
And take it out like, yo, you did my dad dirty. You did me dirty because you made me become a drug addict. And taking them out. That's just me though.
I like it. That's Carlito's way. Carlito's way. He did something to John Leguizamo in like the beginning of the show, and we forgot all about John Leguizamo in Carlito's way. Or before you know it, he's shooting Al Pacino at the very end. I'm like, yo, who is this dude?
Yeah,
you remember that?
Yeah, he played.
You remember that? I'm like, yo, who shot Carlito? I'm like, oh, that was John Leguizamo from like 30 minutes into the show. So you talk about like Carlito's way, but I like it though. I like it. That's what I wish would have happened on Power, because Power was whack. Power was whack.
Don't get JJ started, man. Don't
get
JJ started.
I said it on purpose. It was whack. It was whack. But no, my bad.
Not whacking than Martin. But go ahead, JJ.
So I love the ending. Like I said before, I love the ending. For me, it wasn't predictable because I felt like predictable would have been him dying. Benny Blanco from the Bronx. That's exactly right. So yeah, I felt like him dying would have been predictable. Him going to jail kind of even would have been predictable. I didn't see him turning into that. I didn't. So maybe everybody else did, but I did, and I was just like, wow. Like we talk about the obsession completely killed his whole life, basically. And then the crazy thing about it is death is too easy. It's like, yo, for all the things you did in the community, for all the crazy things that you did, now we're gonna keep you alive. You got to live with that. You know what I'm saying? You got to live. Like to me, that's almost worse than death. Because now you got to live amongst the people that you were serving, and everybody thought you was like what 50 said, used to be the man, homie. What happened to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So like everybody in the community knew that you was up here, and now they see you a fiend. And now that we transitioned into like the 90s, when at the end when Leon came back, because remember the boys on the block, he was like, "Yo, what's up with the house?" It was like, "Yeah." He was like, if anybody live in the house, he was like, "If you call that living," you know, like we see what they transition into like 90s. Things that changed on the block. Leon was looking like, yo, this is crazy. And real quick, I saw it was a meme I saw, and this is talking about Easter eggs before. Maybe you guys saw this. So Deacon Pete said this earlier. The $12,000 in the safe is the same amount of money the first brick he sold went for. So I thought that was dope. And that whole thing, right, with Peaches. The other thing was they were close to eviction at the start of the show and at the end. So I love how that full circle moment was, right? And then lastly was he didn't drink the whole show until the season finale. He didn't drink. So we saw how his we saw him like you see like different parts in the last episode. He was drinking here and there, and then actually one of my coworkers, shout out to her, I thought that he became like a fiend based on the way he was looking, his teeth, everything. I thought he became a fiend, but it was just the alcohol and the obsession. Like, total. I was like, because I kept saying he's a fiend. You know, even online, people was like, "Yo, he turned into a fiend," but it really wasn't like a dope fiend. He turned into an alcoholic, and I was like, "Yo," like I was like, "Yeah." So the fact that the way we came full circle in this, I love the ending. I just felt like I love the Easter eggs. I love the full circle moments. The close to eviction in the house. In the beginning, you made $73 million, and now you back to eviction again. Even the store that he went to with Leon, I think that was a store that he worked at in the beginning or something like that. So, like, all these things is full circle. I loved it, man. I really did. I loved it.
I love the Easter eggs, too. I definitely love the Easter eggs. But does alcohol do that to your teeth?
That's what I said. But I honestly was like, nah, he had to be a fiend. But they were like, nah, like, and people saying it was all the alcohol. But I guess when you don't care about what's going on, and I think mentally he was gone. So remember, like, it wasn't fights. Say again.
The alcohol could have had him in fights.
Oh yeah, true. Could have been.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I love the ending. And I think to Daedrin, what you said you would love to have seen him maybe like if he kind of went off into the sunset. And if he like something, right? You said if he would have got the money or something like that. Did you say that?
He said somebody killing him. Yeah. Somebody from his past.
No, okay. So maybe I heard that wrong.
No, I said not sunset, but middle. Like not sunset, not gutter, but just being the average Joe Smo going to work every day and having to still live at Sissy house, raise his son. So
I think if he was good, yeah. So it was you, right? So I think if he was good somewhere in the middle, then I think that kind of leaves room for a sequel or something else to come out. I think John Singleton, although not here anymore, I think he probably was like, no, I want this to be the ending. So yeah, they may have this spinoff with Wanda and Leon, but as far as Franklin, we're not gonna see Franklin no more. Like it's like I feel like he probably was like, when this show ends, I want it to end like Franklin is done. However it is, whether it's through death or whatever, but I want it to be done. But I feel like if he either had this middle ground where you saw him with his kid, I feel like it leaves the door open for for them to do like, oh, let's do a remake or let's do like a sequel to this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, nah, we got the ending. I feel like we got the ending.
I got you. All right. So we all I liked it. Again, what I preferred to see, but I liked it. I definitely liked it. His acting at the end. He was like, look at me. Why can't I keep a girl? He ain't say girl, but he was like, I'm sexy. He said, I'm sexy.
That's a chocolate brother like me.
And keep a girl, so killed it. It's beyond killed it. He destroyed that.
He owned that joint, man. Yeah, he put a stamp on that.
Yeah. So it's gonna be hard to see him in anything else for a while. You know what I mean? You're gonna see when it's going to be like, Carlton. We don't call him, our Files of Rebellion. We Carlton. What's up?
That's Carlton. That's definitely Carlton.
He going to be Franklin. Anyway, you go Franklin Saint. He going to be Saint wherever we see him at. So
speaking of which, you should watch the new Bel-Air. But I'm just saying, since you want to bring things up for me, I'm gonna bring things up for you. You should watch Bel-Air.
I give you the Kim base. Nah. So. For all those that say, why won't Marlon watch Bel-Air? I just feel like, I'm rewatching it. I already saw it already.
Nah, you're wrong.
I saw it already. I feel like we saw it already. I wish again that they would have made it West Philly or North Philly, wherever he was born at.
West Philly.
Show me that. Show me West Philly. Don't show me Bel-Air again. Show me West Philly.
But just showing you Bel-Air in 2023 is different. It's different.
I get it, but when I'm walking in the crib and Chris is, that's not Uncle Phil. That's not my Uncle Phil.
It's 2023 Uncle Phil. That's for sure 2023 Uncle Phil.
No, but you can't why change it? Like when you change it, it seems like something was wrong with the original one. Why change it?
That the old Uncle Phil is not going to work in today's.
Why does it need to work? It don't need to work for today.
No, I'm saying, but if you're remaking the show, like you don't want the same character. You don't want the same character.
Remake the show though. There's no need to remake it.
Oh, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. They always remake everything from our era. They're gonna remake. I mean, because it was good stuff. They don't really have too many original ideas, so they are gonna remake things. And I think they did. I honestly think they did a good job.
You don't think West Philly would be an original spin on it? You don't think
it would be, but it would be a different show.
You want it to be a different show. You don't want it to be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air Part 2.
No, and this isn't. This is Bel-Air, and I know we're totally going off.
Really,
we might need to do like a whole show about Bel-Air, but it's different. I'm gonna end it. I'm not gonna go into that.
Cool.
Now to get back on subject on why we're on here. So you guys pretty much think Snowfall was pretty good, right?
I think so.
True.
As an overall, because if we go back to our last episode in Lockeroom, that was a cut for both of you, right?
It depends on what.
No, it was a cut. It was a cut. It wasn't. That wasn't a question.
Show me the tape where I said it. Show me the tape where I said it.
That wasn't a question. Oh, listen. I'll go on here right now and show where both of y'all cut.
Okay, I'll cut it. It depends on who.
I didn't see the final season when we did that.
Okay, true. You want to reevaluate now?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Who was it up against?
24, Martin, and Snowfall. Y'all cut. Y'all both.
Oh yeah,
cut.
Snowfall still got to get the cut.
Still far get a cut.
Y'all shouldn't even be talking about this show. Really, it should have just been my show, and y'all could have been chilling with Deacon Pete, and could have been just going ahead and put it in Facebook, because I think Deacon Pete should have been on the show with me, because I'm pretty sure that he would not have cut Snowfall.
Out of those two, maybe not. You know, but you gave me those two. I can't.
All right, so if you go, let's forget 3 shows, 2 shows. You got to cut one, right? You're gonna watch one, cut one. 24 and Snowfall. What you gonna do?
Come on now.
No,
exactly. It was 3 shows. It's cut.
No. But I listen
and bench.
Listen, I'm changing the rules.
It's not no cut and start. It's cut, start, bench.
But Deidre, it's unfair that you put that in there with Martin, because you're going to automatically cut Martin. So how about you put in there with 3 shows that you watch, right? How about you put in there 24? How about you put in there Snowfall? And what's another great show that you watched? I don't know what Breaking Bad.
Impractical Jokers.
Cut Impractical Jokers. Yo, it's easy for me. So that's what I'm saying.
Okay, so are you saying, which leads me to my next question, are you saying that Snowfall is your favorite, your second favorite show of all time?
I did not say that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So what's that other third show that you would put in that mix? Take out Martin and put in another show in that cut bench start.
We're not talking about that, because that wasn't the start cut bench thing. So,
hey man, you got it. Don't worry about it. You got it.
But I will say now to my final question is Snowfall?
Yeah, just hit me up, Deacon Pete. You said what?
Is Snowfall up there in your upper echelon of TV shows now that it's off? Is it like one of those, my favorite, my Mount Rushmore? Oh no, it's a good show though.
I would say it's a good show. If I would go, I would say it would definitely be in my top 10. I might even say top 5.
Okay.
It's not top 3 though. It's not top 3 for me.
What's your top 2?
24 and Breaking Bad.
Okay. So if you were to say Breaking Bad,
we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that though.
Okay.
Got him time. Got him time.
That was last episode. So
you're right. You brought it up, man. I'm just saying. So,
definitely top 3 for me. Deacon Pete. All right.
Okay.
I'm still processing. It's still so new. I'm still processing. And of course, I'll put it to you like this. Season 6 kind of gave it life, because I felt like season 5 was a little off. Like when I was watching it, I was into it, but when season 5 concluded and I had time to process it all, I was like, yo, come on, man. You were locked in a cage with a tiger. Like it was a little ridiculous to me. You know what I'm saying? But when I was watching it, of course, I'm into it because I'm in it. But when I had time to process it, like, a couple of weeks later, months later, I was like, season 5 was kind of all over the place to me. But season 6 to me was direct. It gave us, it was a great all the way through. There was no weak episode. I feel like it gave us something great from episode 1 to episode 10. So it kind of put season 6, probably put it back in my good graces. I can't give you like, I feel like Dejan, it probably is a top 10 for me. Because I didn't start off loving Snowfall. I watched it because everybody was talking about it. I was late to the party. Season 1 was just okay to me. Like I liked it, but it was okay to me. But now I would say maybe top 10. I don't know if it's not top 3. I don't think. I had to give it some thought.
Yes, I'm like likewise to JJ, but yeah, also too, I see Deacon Pete, saying that as well. Yeah, I would say top 5, maybe a top 5.
That's what I was going with. I'm thinking like it might be a top 5. It might be like right around 5.
It might be 5 for me. Yeah, it might be 5.
We talk about all genres of TV shows. Like, we're not going to say like dramas, and we saying all TV shows. I don't care. I don't care if you're talking about Sesame Street versus, whatever. Like, that's a tough one. Now, if we talking about strictly in this genre of being a dramatic series, yeah, it's probably up there. But if we talking about all-time shows, we talking about comedy, we talking about suspense, drama, whatever, I have to give that some thought. It's definitely I would say top 10, top 5, maybe top 3. I don't think so.
Yeah. I gotta stick with 24. I gotta stick with not in the necessary order, but Breaking Bad. You guys don't watch Game of Thrones, but Game of Thrones. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I don't know. So it's so many shows out there, but great show though. Great show, great writing. John Singleton, nailed it once again. I'm reading today somewhere he passed away. I think at the end of season 3 or something like that. So I think
was it 3?
I think it was before that.
Nah, I thought it was. I was at 4, but you might be right with season 3.
Yeah, I think it was season 3. I think he.
You talking about when they filmed it, or when it? Because didn't he pass like? I thought he passed like 16 or 2017 or something like that.
Nah, he passed like he was alive during the show. Like he was alive during like the show started like 2018, 17?
You figure 6 years? Because it's really like
so yeah, it would be like 2018.
And did they take off for COVID? Did they like miss like a year for COVID? I can't remember.
Good question. I don't know. Good question. Or was it already filmed?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, good question. I mean, I read somewhere today. I could be off, but it read somewhere that John Singleton he passed at the end of season 3. So I don't know. Like you said,
he passed in 2019,
and it came out in.
So it might be after season 2. It might be season 2 where he passed.
I was thinking it was season 2, but original release, 2017. So they probably took off for COVID.
Yeah, could have took off for COVID.
Yeah.
Could have.
And really quick, because I know we got to end this, but we forgot to mention one important thing, one other Easter egg that we forgot to mention.
Oh yeah, serious.
Super dope. The homage to Boys in the Hood.
Yeah,
that was super dope, yo. He walking through. He was like, "Y'all ain't gonna win no Oscar," and they filming that scene like, "Y'all want to see a dead body?" Oh, that was excellent, man.
Excellent.
Yeah. Excellent. That was good. That was good.
That was so dope.
I actually forgot about that one.
Yeah,
it was good.
I had to keep on going back because I heard him say it. I seen the director's chair, and then I went back. I'm like, yo, the kids got the same exact clothes.
Yeah.
Throwing the football. I'm like, yo, that's just dope. Yo, that's
y'all ain't gonna win no Oscar.
And the fact that when they're walking, it's like, yeah, we know that they were like walking on the filming for Boys in the Hood, but it almost felt like we were seeing them on the Hollywood lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was just like, oh, that's so dope, man. That's really dope.
Yeah. It was dope. It was dope. What they doing over here? They making a movie, but they ain't gonna win no Oscar.
And shout out to his acting again, because when he sounded like, I know he was alcoholic, but he sounded like a fiend. He was like, y'all ain't gonna win no Oscar.
Everything again. Like, man, he bodied that role, man, from top to bottom. Like, this is incredible. And again, talking to April today in church, I don't know if David, looking up some stats. Has he won an Emmy for that? Has Snowfall won anything for any Emmys? I don't know. Like, and if he ain't win no Emmys for it, man, that's a snub.
But I'm not as surprised.
He was nominated. I definitely know he was nominated. But
NAACP Image Awards.
That's not enough, yo.
He won best. He won a BET and NAACP.
Yeah, but if you ain't win no Emmys, man, like I gotta see who you going up against.
But see, that's a whole other conversation because same thing with Power and what 50 has done with Stars Network. And you got your feelings about Power, but they should have won some awards. You could say that, like, at one point in time, Power was everything, right? And so they never won any awards. So
yeah, but
like Snowfall not winning doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, but not for that, not for nothing. Nothing for Power jumped out to me. It was popular, but nobody's acting, the writing, none of that jumped out.
Ghost killed that role.
Who?
Ghost. He killed that role.
He was subpar. He was okay.
He said
he was subpar. He wasn't like, yo, you should win. Like you didn't you played a drug dealer. Like, you know what I mean? Like you played
so did Franklin Saint.
Yeah, but he changed his accent. I mean, just everything. Like he.
Yeah, but that wasn't like we don't. I mean, you don't. A lot of people didn't know that.
But that's the.
I was talking to Courtney today. She didn't know that. She was like, I didn't know. I was like, oh yeah, he's not from here.
We probably didn't know, Jeffrey from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, changed his accent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's English too. You know what I mean? So, but I don't know. Like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't think nothing about, for me, Power jumped out. Great show, had a great fan base. I'm a Power. I love Power World. I love the Power Universe. I love the Power Universe. They can keep Force. They can keep Force. But I do like Ray. I do like Kanan. I like Kanan, and I like the
original Power.
Yeah. But yeah, so. But yeah, he ain't win no Emmy. Adrian, you ain't see that?
Nah, he wasn't. Which I'm surprised. He wasn't even nominated.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Doesn't surprise me.
That's insane.
Doesn't surprise me.
It says if he is to be nominated for 2024 Emmy, it would be the first for the very talented actor.
There's no way. That's crazy.
But see, that's like I said. That's all, and I'm gonna say this and be done for myself. Like that's why we gotta stop giving power to these certain awards because we put so much emphasis on an Oscar or a Golden Globe or this, that, and the other. If we stop putting the power into it and put a power in our own, it'd be different. But we put so much power into it, and it's like they don't respect us. So we got to stop respecting that whole committee of people that's because they're not giving us the just due.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Oscars has started in the recent past. I do, but I'm different. Like, I don't think something like a Black Panther deserves it anyway. Like, I'm not gonna be like, yo, Black Panther should deserve it. I'm not just gonna vote for you and say he did because I'm not gonna do the whole Issa Rae thing. I'm not gonna be like, I vote you because you Black. I'm not gonna do that. Like, to me, you gotta have quality work, and I don't think
it was dope.
It was dope, but it wasn't Oscar dope. It was. It was dope, but it wasn't. Nah. Angela Bassett killed her role.
That's my point. She killed that role, yo.
She was nominated for Oscar. She was,
and rightfully so.
And she should have. But outside of Angela Bassett, nobody else on there was like, "Yo, you still."
That's all you need. Everybody else can't. Everybody can't be a.
I agree. I'm talking about, should Black Panther be nominated for Best Movie of the Year? No, nah. Cinematography, stunt doubles, yeah.
Costumes.
Hot stones.
I said costumes.
Oh yeah, costumes, something like that. Yeah.
Gallstones.
I was like, did it go out again?
Yeah.
Yo, Deacon Payne, I agree with you, man. I 100% agree with that whole. I think she just overacts Mary J. Blige. They need to replace Mary J. Blige. She's the worst. Yo, she just overacts. Like, it's overacting. It's too much. Way too much. I know, JJ, you looking like, nah.
I said I wasn't gonna say no more, so I'm gonna just leave it alone.
And Christy would agree with you too, because she feels like she's doing a great job, but I'm like, nah. To me, it's just too much. It's overacting.
But see, I think that she's not. I think she's doing what she's supposed to do.
I don't know, man.
Like, I'm not saying that she's supposed to be getting awards. I'm saying she's doing what she's supposed to do. That's just my point. But I don't want to get started. So.
Yeah, but Jada, you don't think to some degree you might be biased because you like it so much? No,
because I'm saying I'm not agreeing with you. I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying that she's a great actress, but what I'm saying is coming from where she came from. We know she's not a trained. I know she's done some acting and she's done a lot of acting actually, but I know she's not like Angela Bassett. We know that, right? But I feel like for her part, what she's supposed to be doing, and we got to take our own selves out of it. The people who produce Power, they're okay with it. So she must be hitting the mark for something. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I just don't want to knock it because I'm just like, yo, like, who am I to say that she's that bad when they're in there in Hollywood doing the show and this is what, the third season of it? And she's on there. They ain't kill her off. So she must be hitting the mark for what they want. I feel like for that character.
But that has a lot to do with it's Mary J. Blige. Not
she's going to bring, and her fans are going to watch it.
Right.
Her fans are going to watch it. They're not keeping her on because, like, yo, if Tracy Elise says, yo, I'll do that role, I'll do that role, they're going to replace her. You know what I mean? Like, because that's why they did that. They wasn't sure if their fan base was going to carry over. So let's bring Meth in and let's bring in Mary J to get a whole new fan base, a guaranteed fan base. They didn't bring Meth and Mary J in because of their acting chops. They brought them in because of their fan base.
So Deacon P says she's not a mother and has a hard time acting like one. And I can hear that, but I can also feel like because she's supposed to be a bad mom. She's not a good person. She's supposed to be a bad mother.
Bad mother when it comes to like rebuke and correction, but not how you talk to your kids. You talk to your kids like you don't know, like you've never seen them before.
But she talking to him because she talks to them like they call her like they call her by her first name. They call her Monet. They don't say mom all the time. They say Monet. Like that's the relationship. This is the street. This is a hood type of joint, man. You know what I'm saying? So, but listen, we've been on here for an hour and a half. I know, like people people probably like, yo, I thought we was on here talking about Snowfall. Yeah.
Y'all going to Bel Air and y'all about to talk about Friends?
Yo, come on.
Yo, how do I get out of here? This is crazy. Yo, Friends, you're terrible, man.
Yo, Friends and Seinfeld. Listen, you gotta be all around pop culture.
I watched Curb Your Enthusiasm. That's a way better show than anyone.
But Curb Your Enthusiasm was, Seinfeld before that, and the creator of Curb Your Enthusiasm made Seinfeld. So.
Yeah, but it made sense it's called The Show About Nothing. Why would I want to watch a show about nothing?
Exactly. How create how you thought what is this about? Nothing. But it still keeps your attention. But it's about nothing.
Wax sauce, yo. Complete wax sauce. That's a Heinz 57 bottle of wax sauce, yo. For real.
I hear you. Well, we appreciate y'all. It's an hour and a half in. As you can see, I'm on location, so I'm not at the crib, so I got to get to the crib. But appreciate everybody for coming on. Deacon Pete, you should have actually been on the actual call. I should have
for real.
Sent you a link where we can hear your voice, see your energy. But we appreciate you. Next time we have something like this, D, you can definitely be our special guest. But we thank you for all your comments and thank you for all your feedback and coming on from top to bottom. April, I seen you peek in here. I'm not sure if you're still on here or not, but we appreciate your feedback a little bit. We thank you. Don't know, again, we try to do this now like every other month. We'll keep you posted with what we got going on. So we appreciate y'all for the Locker Room. Snowfall edition. We're gonna miss you, Franklin Saint. We're gonna miss you.
Oh, salute.
Yeah.
And if y'all like this, real talk, if y'all like this, maybe we need to all come back on shows that we all watch, and maybe we give a review at the end of the season like this. Maybe we can make this a ongoing, a recurring thing.
I like it. I like it.
Indeed.
I like it. I like it. I like it.
But it definitely won't be Friends though.
I'm saying Friends not on no more, but we can,
It'll be nothing to talk about. Yo, you saw the episode? Yeah. Nothing to say.
I'm saying, listen. Listen, it's some shows now that that we can watch and talk about. But I don't know what we all watch.
Well, we talk about the Power Universe. We talk about everybody watches like the BMF or Raising Kanan, right? Like we all watch that.
Yeah. We can do that. If it ever goes off, we can, or we can do it at the end of the season. At the end of the season.
Yeah. I think we should do like a season review.
I only do black folk shows.
That was my father, man. That was my father. I told you. I be watching Friends when I was watching Friends. Like, why you out there? It's white people.
Dog, boy. Why you watching?
Why you watching these white people? I'm like, Dad, I'm in like TV. I want to write. And I can't watch one thing. I'm trying to get inspiration from everything.
Well, you better turn on them Jeffersons.
Move on up.
Yeah.
To that deluxe apartment in the sky.
Ain't different strokes on. Why you watching that? Like so.
All the different strokes that had white people in it.
Yeah, white people. Yeah, true. It did. But appreciate y'all, man. I thank y'all so much for coming on. Daedrian and JJ, of course. You know, we are the Locker Room. Jarrell couldn't make it. Noble was about to come on, but he didn't. He's 2 episodes behind, so he said, "Nah, don't spoil it for me." So again, if you're watching this on replay, well, it's too late now for me to say at the end.
Yeah, what's said is said. It was said.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. You know what I mean? So, but we appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Be looking out for the flyer communication for the next Locker Room. We out of here.
Peace.